Can dogs eat nuts? Is it really safe? You as dog lover may want to share foods that you love with your canine friends. But remember, not all foods we eat are safe and healthy for our pet buddies. Nuts, which are no doubt considered healthy and nutritious for humans. What about feeding them to our dogs? Are nuts bad for dogs? Can dogs eat nuts? These are some of the most commonly asked questions, and the answer is yes, you can. Occasionally share some kind of nuts with your dog, but not every nut. But the benefits we human derive from them are not same for our dog. In fact, it is the other side of the picture. Benefits of feeding nuts are far less than the problems like choking, bad digestion, pancreatitis and more. And not all kinds of nuts are safe for our dog also. Today we will guide you on which kinds of nuts are harmless and non-toxic, and which are the perilous and dangerous ones for your Fido. And you should keep out of her reach. Can dogs have nuts? Some nuts are okay for dogs to eat in moderation and occasionally, but remember, not every nut is dog safe. There are some nuts that are dangerous for dogs and could seriously harm the animal. Well, while discussing this interesting and informative topic about dogs and nuts, let's have a look at dog-safe nuts and nuts dangerous for dogs and must to avoid. Can dogs eat peanuts? Peanuts contain healthy fats and proteins and are generally considered good for your dog. But it depends on the size of the dog and how much you feed. Remember, moderation is the key. Do not give too much, as it can cause vomiting and diarrhea. One thing to keep in mind is not to feed peanuts with shells, as it can cause obstruction in the digestive tract. Peanut butter is also safe for most dogs unless it contains a substance xylitol, which is considered toxic and deadly for dogs. So read the label carefully for the deadly ingredient xylitol before sharing some peanut butter with your Fido. Can dogs eat almonds? Almond is a bit controversial. That is the reason why dog owners really ask this question. Are almonds bad for dogs? Although almonds are not considered toxic and dangerous for your dog, they can block your dog's esophagus if not properly chewed, and dogs do not chew their food thoroughly. Feeding too many almonds can also cause water retention in your dog due to the salt content. Almonds are also hard to digest, which can lead to upset stomach and gastrointestinal discomfort. To be on a safer side, try not to give almonds to your dog. Can dogs eat cashew? Cashew contains calcium, magnesium, flavonols, and protein, which are all considered good for dogs. Cashew also contains less fat content as compared to other nuts like pistachios, walnuts, and pecans. So you can occasionally share a treat of some cashews with your dog. But the unsalted ones, and remember, in moderation only. If you decide to feed cashews, cook or roast, as raw cashew contains a toxin, which is considered bad for your dog. Feeding too much and often can cause weight gain, pancreatitis, artery blockage, gallstones, and poor digestive health. If your dog has any underlying health issue, such as pancreatitis, do not feed cashews to your dog. Can dogs eat pistachio? Pistachios are very high in fat content, so do not feed them to your dog. Feeding them to small dogs can also include pancreatitis and gastritis to happen. Although not recommended, it is not as toxic to share with a healthy dog. In very small quantity, pistachio shells can also be a choking hazard and can cause obstruction of the bowels. Salted pistachios can cause salt toxicity if eaten in large quantities. Moldy, moist or old pistachios can even cause seizures or life-threatening problems if eaten by an indiscriminate dog. Are pistachios safe for dogs? A pistachio without shell, if fed occasionally, is thought to be safe though. But there are other much healthier treats which should be given to dogs. Can dogs eat walnuts? Keep your furry friend away from walnuts, as walnut poisoning is one of the most common claims for toxic congestion. Walnut poisoning can occur If a dog eats moist, old, moldy walnuts, not the fresh ones from the ground or the market brought. Walnuts tend to be bigger in size than other nuts such as peanuts or pistachios. Dogs don't chew their food thoroughly, so larger nuts, like walnuts, are more problematic to digest. It can cause gastrointestinal issues. So instead of poking your dog in trouble, avoid it for any other healthy alternative. Can dogs eat pecans? Pecans are too high in fat. They are also large in size, which makes them difficult for dogs to digest. Therefore, gastrointestinal distress or an obstruction can occur. Moldy pecans, on the other hand, can cause seizures or neurological symptoms. So, are pecans bad for dogs? Many are the risks of feeding pecans to dogs, so better to avoid than to risk. Can dogs eat macadamia nuts? Macadamia nuts are again very high in fat content. Feeding them to your canine friend can cause weakness, depression, vomiting, tremors, hyperthermia and paralysis. It also contains a strange toxin that can lead to neurological issues. Keep your buddy far away from macadamia nuts.